السلام عليكم سامي زين.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
How do we feel, champ?
Still feel like I'm living a bit of a dream. It doesn't all feel real. It's sinking in and it kind of comes in waves where
Mm.
it feels real and it feels emotional. And then other times where you just don't, you almost forget. Like I was just telling someone else a minute ago, I woke up this morning and, I'm rubbing my eyes and I'm groggy and I just got up and I just turned my head and the championship was just sitting on the chair.
Oh, whoa.
And just seeing it, I'm like, oh, that's right. That happened, you know?
it's it's still unbelievable, and the moment itself it was huge. So let me congratulate you first. مبروك ألف مبروك حصولك على لقب ال WWE.
شكرا.
أول مرة في مسيرتك بين أهلك وأحبابك هنا في الرياض، لحظة عظيمة بلا شك. فإيش كان شعورك لحظتها؟
صعب والله بقى هذا الجواب لك. يعني هذا السؤال كل حد يعني بيسألونه شو حسيت
مم.
يعني هالمومنت.
مم.
ما عندي جواب كويس لأنه في مليون شغلات بتحس وبتفكر بنفس الوقت، كأنه ما بتعرف شو تفكر شو تحس.
مم.
لانه في نفس الوقت يعني في كاميراز، فانت لسه عم
مم.
تشتغل ولسه عندك يعني افكارك يعني you're still on، تعرف.
مم.
فصعب، صعب بس تخلي حالك تحس كل شيء اللي عم يصير، ونفس الوقت عقلك ما بتخليك تفكر بكل شيء وتحس كل شيء نفس الوقت. ما شاء
مم.
الله هذا الانسان طريقة شو المخ بتشتغل، يعني ما في دفاع، ما بتخلي كل شيء يفوت نفس الوقت. فبتحس شغلي او بتفكر شغلي وبعدين بتحس شغلي تاني بس صعب، بس صعب يعني ما بعرف شلون ما بعرف. هذا السؤال يعني طبعا هذا السؤال اللي كل حد رح يسأل، بس ما بعرف شلون جاوب لانه آه بس كان في كتير كذا شغلات عم يصيروا نفس الوقت. بس طبعا اسهل شيء بس اقول فرحان فرحت
آه.
بهالمومنت. صارت يومين ولسه ما بقدر الاقي الكلام عن جد.
Since you call up from NXT, you've been always the underdog. You've been chasing the champions, chasing the belts. At Saturday night, you've broken the whole image. Sami Zayn is the champion. Sami Zayn is a Grand Slam champion now.
Yeah.
So what's next?
That's the thing about WWE. That's the thing about life is it never just, you never just get somewhere and go, well, that's it. I did it. It's
Mm.
over. There's always something on the other side. And for me, the two things that I'm thinking about the most at the moment, and I'm not just saying this because I'm speaking to you in Saudi Arabia now, but
Mm.
the two things that I'm looking forward to are Crown Jewel, because I'd love to bring the championship back and do something big there, because obviously at Crown
Mm.
Jewel, it's the WWE champion versus the world champion.
Yes.
So it's very challenging when you look at the superstars that WWE has right now. They're all going for the WWE title. It's
Mm.
very hard to hang on to the title. It's hard enough to win it. Holding it's also extremely difficult. So my goal is to try to hopefully walk back into Saudi Arabia with the championship. And then there's also the obvious, which is WrestleMania. Um,
Yes.
I think a lot of people put it in their heads that, oh, well, he's Arab, he's Muslim, it's Saudi Arabia. Of course, that's where he'll win it. And I'm
Mm.
almost glad in a way that it didn't go down that way, because then it's almost too perfect. And you could
Mm.
almost see it coming. And it's like such a Cinderella story that it's like almost over the top. This one had a different factor because of the shock. That's the thing. It shocked so many people, even the people in Saudi Arabia that night who maybe wanted me to win, but I don't know how many of them really believed I was going to win that night. And I think that doubled or tripled the reaction. Underdog thing is really just the beautiful part of being an underdog is they never expect you to win. So when you do,
Yes.
it's twice as great. You know what I mean? So those are the goals that I think that I'm looking forward to. And again, I'm not just saying this because we're talking in Saudi here, but both of those happen to be in Saudi. Crown Jewel's coming up and WrestleMania is coming up. And of course, you just want to keep bigger picture besides just like the immediate goals of 3 months and down the road or 6 months down the road. I just want to keep being able to do this as long as I can. It's a privilege. هذا نعمة.
Mm.
يعني الحمد لله بشكر الله كل يوم انه هذا شغلي لسه عم بقدر، لسه عم صارع. صرت 25 سنة ولسه عم صارع، ووصلت لدرجة وين هلا عم بقدر اقول هالقصص. آم، وبقدر يعني تجيب الايموشنز من الناس هيك. هذا احب شيء مشاني، ما بس المصارعه، لان احنا عم نعمل بالرينج. I love the wrestling in the
Mm,
ring. بس القصص كمان مشان الناس يحسوا هذا
right.
ليش. That's why that moment at Night of Champions was so great. It wasn't just a great result of a great wrestling match. The story had been told for years and years and years. So you don't just get people cheering, you get people dancing, and you get people
Mm,
crying, and you get people hugging, and you get disbelief, and you get these emotions. That's what I want to do. That's what WWE
mm,
really does. Yes, it's sports. Yes, it's stories. Yes, there's great moments. It's about getting people, to me, to all share in this moment where you forget everything else in the world, and that emotion is the only thing that exists in that moment. You know what I mean? I think that's the
yes.
most beautiful thing about sports, about what we do for sure. So the opportunity to just keep doing that for as long as possible, that's what I'm looking forward to. Doing it as much as possible and just getting the most out of what's left of my body and what I can get out of the fans and their emotions.
It was a truly emotional moment. I agree with you. That's the beauty of wrestling. You can see the sport and be emotional with the stories and engage with it. How the arena erupted when you won was something. I wish I can, relive that moment again.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. Like it's that moment will kind of be replayed over and over, I think. And I'm just seeing it all over social media through different angles and different lenses and all this stuff, but it's the same moment. And that's the thing that's beautiful to me, is like just seeing how the same moment impacts different people in different ways. That's really, I think,
yes.
the the simultaneous shared experience, but unique experience across millions of people. Everybody's going to have a different reaction at that time to the same moment. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of it too philosophically here, but I think that's the beauty of it. And there's been a lot of people that have won championships and have had great careers. And even then, very few get to have moments like that.
Kevin Owens, did you miss him?
Yeah, that was actually probably one of the things, and I'm not just saying this, but that's really one of the things that made me the most emotional, was the day of just realize, like, I really wished he was there. I
Mm,
really wished he was there. And because thankfully I got to share it with him when he won his championship. And it's actually crazy that we won it 10 years apart. He won it in
yeah.
2016. It took me 10 years to finally win it. And I just wish he was there. I really do, so that we could have shared that moment together. And in a way, we still did. And in a way, there was a little nod to him in the match where I tried the package pile driver, and it just to kind of include him in the moment. But yeah, for sure, I wish he was there, and I wouldn't be here without him. There's no question. I wouldn't have reached this without, no question.
And lastly, if came from a story where people were booing you, and we felt like Sammy is taking another direction, uh, people seems like lost faith in him, and all of that circle ended on the Saturday in your country, let's say. So I wanted to give them a message.
Well, I'll say this. It's very tricky. I don't know how it's going to go on SmackDown this week.
Mm,
Because yeah, there's been this like shift in the character and all this stuff, but all of that has been about my failure to kind of win this championship, and the road kind of took me down. So, and then it started changing my behavior, and the fans' reactions started to kind of change with that behavior. But now, when I won it, because it was in Saudi Arabia and in front of my people and all that great stuff, and the moment was so special. And even if you haven't really liked me the last few months, you've still been watching me for 10 years and you still know what it means to me. So I think even people that have been like, oh, whatever, boo, or they don't like me right now, even those people, I still think there's like, what, good for him. So I
mm,
truly don't know what the reaction is going to be on the other side of this, because especially the audience on any given night, it pours through the TV. And subconsciously, what that audience does is kind of what you want to do when you go to the show. So when you
mm,
see everybody booing, when you go to the show, it's kind of like your turn to boo. When you see everybody
mm,
cheering, that like when you go to the show, it's your turn to cheer. So I truly don't really know what the fan reaction is going to be. But part of the beauty of this character that I'm doing now is really just to just do it, and then let
mm.
the crowd react however they're going to react, and then just go with it. But of course, like if I had a message to the fans of Saudi Arabia and the fans of the Middle East and the Arab countries and all that. I'm just so happy that we got to share that together. There's nowhere else. I mean, besides Montreal, in front of my, my father, my brothers, and my family and my friends, there's nowhere else in the world that would have been more perfect. And I'm so glad I got to do it there with the fans that really have. They mean so much to me, and I hope I mean something to them. And clearly I do, because that moment that we got to share together, as we said earlier, I think it'll live on forever. And they helped make that moment so special. Like I don't know if it would have been as special if I won it in, I'm picking any town here, Baltimore or something like that. Like I still think it would have been shocking, but it happening there just made it special in a way that I think will be remembered for decades when we look back on it.
Thank you so
So,
much for your time,
so
Sammy.
shukran, I guess, is the short answer, but yeah.